What's going on, guys, and welcome to DubHub. It has been about 5 months since anyone has made a video ranking all Fortnite limited time modes from worst to best, so today I will be coming at you guys with a much updated list, and we are going to be going over every single limited time mode. Guys, before we get into the ranking, I do want to mention that there are 3 limited time modes that have been in Fortnite that are not going to be on this list intentionally. There probably will be some that I just missed, so if there are, make sure you go drop in the comment section down below what those are and tell me where you think they would rank. But anyway, the 3 that we are not going to be including intentionally are going to be the showdown mode, so Blitz and just normal solo showdown, because these are more based on competitiveness and not just fun. And I think that they just don't really fit into this list well, because most of these are pretty goofy modes that you just want to have fun with. Another limited time mode that is not going to be put on this list is Close Encounters, because it was technically in the game, but since nobody really got a conclusive idea of how much fun it was to play, or really just the game mechanics in general, we do not have a justification of why we could put it on this list. So with that being said, guys, let's get right into it. The worst mode to ever enter Fortnite was the shooting test. This is going to be our number 16 spot, and this was honestly not good at all, and that was kind of intentional, because this was not a limited time mode that was meant to bring a lot of fun to the players. It was only for feedback and to see how the normal game could be changed if you did not play at this time. Basically, this was 100% shot accuracy and a few other changes too, like damage fall off that we see in the game now. Not everything from that mode got put into the game, but some of the core things that were introduced into that limited time mode are in the game now, and it's definitely cool to see. The only reason that this ranks so low on the list is because it wasn't intended to be fun, and therefore it wasn't. At number 15, we have Sneaky Silencers. This was absolutely atrocious. I don't know if you guys remember this, but this is the suppressed SMG, suppressed pistol, and I think there were only like a few suppressed weapons. It was so annoying. There were bushes and stuff, and running around with people's suppressed weapons, bushes. There's not even much to say about it. It just was not fun at all. Coming in at number 14, we have all of the versions of 50v50. I decided to put all of them together just so that the list wasn't as messy, but overall, this is just a bland mode. It was the first mode ever to come to Fortnite, and there was a lot of hype around it for that reason, but I think that it was just very bland, and nobody really enjoyed it that much, and that probably goes for all versions. No matter which one you played, it just wasn't a very crazy mode, and for that reason, it's number 14. Coming in at our number 13 spot, we have Soaring 50s. It's really not that different than 50v50, other than the fact that you can fly and you can not take fall damage and a few other things, so really not that special, and that's why it comes in at 13. At our number 12 spot, we have 8 teams of 12 final fight. This really was another one that wasn't anything special. It was another game mode with huge amounts of teams. I did like the final fight variations better than like the teams of 20 and stuff, but overall it just wasn't very good at all, and there wasn't much to say about it. Oh yeah, there was another final fight mode. It was 5 teams of 20, basically the same mode, all included in the number 12 spot. At 11, we have Steady Storm. Again, this really wasn't crazy. It didn't change the dynamic of the game too much. It was basically the same mode as you would play if you were playing solos, duos, squads, and again, not very special. You can start to see a theme with these lower ranking ones. It's just not very crazy at all. Okay, guys, now we are getting into our top 10 limited time modes, and the number 10 spot goes to teams of 20. And this was not very interesting at all. It was like 50v50, but with 5 teams of 20. I know, right? Super original. I could just see them at Epic Games being like, man, I have a new idea, 5 teams of 20. And then another guy's like, yeah, and then we should try to make a 10 teams of 10. I mean, all in all, just not a very exciting mode. For number 9, we have an actual semi-good mode, and this was Fly Explosives. This was a lot more recent, and I didn't think it was going to work at all when I first heard about it. I was like, jetpacks and RPGs, don't you normally just shoot RPGs at the ground? If you can jetpack away, what's the point? But it actually worked out pretty well, and this was an entertaining game mode. I did enjoy it a lot, and that's all I really have to say. For number 8, we have the brand new mode, the Getaway, that has just come with the high stakes event. I think that the expectations for this mode definitely overshadowed what it actually was. To me, it was less fun than High Explosives, but it ranks higher than it on this list because it has so much potential to be a better game mode. I think that the idea of it is amazing, but the mechanics and the dynamic of it, the way it actually worked out, just wasn't quite up to par, and that's why it only ranks at number 8. For number 7, you guys are going to absolutely hate me because I'm definitely cheating here. This is going to be Score Royale. It has never touched Fortnite ever before. It has never been a limited time mode, and even though it's not in the game, I definitely think that it will be very cool, and it does eventually come. It appeals to me because it is so different from the other ones, kind of like how the Getaway is, because it is based off of who can just get the most amount of points, and it's not really just who can survive the longest, like majority, if not all, of the limited time modes that we have seen so far. At number 6, we have all of the versions of Solid Gold, and I think that the reason that it does not rank higher on this list is because it is just not too different from the game that is originally there, solos, duos, squads. But I think the cool thing about it is that you get the opportunity to use weapons that you don't normally get. So for instance, gold scars, gold heavy, just stuff like that. And it is very fun to see and just to play, honestly. Just running around, getting all gold weapons, and it's just a very cool game to play. Now we are into our top fives. This is going to be high explosives at our 5th spot. And the reason that I like high explosives so much, especially the first one, is because just shooting around RPGs and grenade launchers and stuff that is normally rare in the game, is so much fun. And I liked the dynamic of it. I liked all the explosions, all the building and everything like that. It is so much fun to me. I don't even know why. You guys will probably definitely have a different opinion, but that is why it comes in at number 5. At number 4, we have another head scratcher because this isn't too far off from the original game. This is going to be Blitz. Really, the only difference is that the storms close in faster and the first storm is already shown when you are landing. But I think that overall is just a fun game mode because you run into so many people and you get to practice because there is just so much more building, so much more materials. And besides Playground, it's probably the best practice grounds you can possibly do when playing Fortnite. And before Playground came out, this is definitely what I depended on. Maybe that's why since Playground came out, we have not seen Blitz, but overall it's just such a fun game mode to play, and that's why it comes in at number 4. The mode that will be taking home the bronze medal today will be Sniper Shootout, and the reason it ranks so far up on this list is because it is just genuine fun to play. I think you can see a theme throughout this list where I'm just ranking stuff based off of how much fun it is to play. Also, I'm ranking stuff off of how far it is from the original game, and this is definitely far off because instead of just shooting people with shotguns at point blank, you get to jump around and no-scope them, which is something that maybe you do and play around with your buddies, but instead it's in a more competitive kind of game environment, if you will, and it's just definitely a lot of fun. I always have tons of fun while I'm playing Sniper Shootout, and that is why all of the versions of it come in at number 3. At number 2, this is going to trigger all of you. This will be the Infinity Gauntlet. And the reason why I'm putting this there is because there was tons of hype around it because of Avengers Infinity War, which was released just before this. And I want to say that the hype actually followed through because this was tons of fun to play. I know that a lot of streamers had fun while playing it, and I liked the dynamic of it because up to that point, we had just seen normal 50v50s, 20v20s, stuff like that, and this was the first limited time game mode that actually changed the game in a drastic way when playing it, and for that reason alone, the difference that it made when you're playing this is the reason that it ranks so far up. And coming in at our number 1 spot, you guys, you have 100% guessed it. It is Playground. And the reason that it is our number 1 spot is because it just has so much versatility. You can explore, you can build, you can battle with your friends. There are so many things that you can do with it, and it's just so much fun. The hype that came with it was incredible. When I was doing YouTube, it was probably around late June, I made a video on why Playground wasn't working because for some reason it was delayed, and that got like 300,000 views. Me being a small YouTuber with 2,000 subscribers at the time, even though I have 5,000 now, I consider that small, and it was just insane to get 300,000 views on a video. I'd never seen anything like that. It was just insane because the hype around Playground was immense and people cared so much about it, and that was probably the only limited time game mode where the hype extremely followed through. People loved it, streamers were battling each other. It was just insane. Why is my watch alarm going off? Alright guys, that has been the list. I know that in everyone's minds they will have their own list and they will disagree with me on a lot of stuff, and I really would like to know that, so go into the comment section below and tell me where you guys think that I misplaced a limited time mode and put stuff in the wrong place, because I know that I definitely did that, and I know that mine was definitely opinion based, but I just had so much fun making this video, and I just want to thank you guys so much for watching all the way to the end. However, before the end of the video, I did want to talk to you guys about Blackout. If you didn't know, Blackout is a Battle Royale game that is coming with Black Ops 4, which is a Call of Duty game. In just about a month, this will be released on October 12th. However, there's going to be a beta for Blackout, which is going to be launched on September 10th, which is Monday. So that's just a few days away. I was actually considering buying Black Ops 4, and I was like, if I'm going to buy Black Ops 4, then I may as well get it now so I can play that Blackout beta. So I do think that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to have access to the Blackout beta. However, I wanted to ask you guys if you do want me to live stream that or at least make content on it, because I know that I've primarily made Fortnite content, but if I do play Blackout, it may be live stream, and I'm not an amazing Fortnite player, Rocket League player, MLB player, like any game you can think of. I'm just not like amazing at it. And I know that you guys would probably rather see content from other people if you are looking for skill, but I think that it would definitely be fun for me to do that. So if you guys do want to see that, make sure you go down and comment that if you do want to see that kind of content. But anyway, that's just all I really wanted to mention. I just rambled on for way too long, but thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure you do not forget to subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you guys later.